Folks, welcome back. It's news you can act on in 10 minutes or less with none other than Brigitte Gabriel. It's good to see you, Brigitte.
Good to see you, Brent. This is so wonderful that we can come together and we can discuss important topics and we can give people information to act on in 10 minutes or less while we still can, while we still have freedom of speech. And speaking of freedom, I'm going to talk about the IRS tonight. All over the news, the IRS, how it's being weaponized against the people. And you know what I found out today? Did you know that the IRS, the information that came out from the government, has 5 million rounds of ammunition and 5,000 weapons? Why on God's earth does the IRS need 5 million rounds of ammunition and 5,000 weapons? And why we're only finding about that now? And, you know, all the stock, I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm finding that information on the heel of the IRS putting the ad that they put on their website and finally deleted because the public went berserk on social media. And the ad states that they're looking, you know, this is major duties of the agents they are asking for. And it says adhering to the highest standards of conduct, especially maintaining honesty and integrity, blah, 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 blah. You know, and then one of the things they talk about is maintain a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situation on the job and carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. And also be willing and able to participate in arrests, execution of search warrants, and other dangerous assignments. So they're posting an ad like this on their website, and then we find out they've got 5 million rounds of ammunition and 5,000 weapons. I mean, what are we dealing with here? The KGB? What are we in some communist country in communist China where they are coming after the people to silence the people, to intimidate the people? And this reminds me, you know, I came across quotes by Ronald Reagan today, which are so apropos to share with you, especially talking about this. He said, you can't be for big government, big taxes, and big bureaucracy and still be for the little guy. He said that in 1988. And again, President Ronald Reagan said in 1989, I hope we once again have reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts. You know, there were no more truer words spoken and are so effective and so good to be reminded of as we are today, especially watching what's happening in our country, especially realizing that our government agencies have been weaponized against the people. And so I encourage people, go right now to actforamerica.org, click on Act Now, and click on Act Now National and the campaign to stop the spending bill. There is still a chance where you can contact your members of Congress, even though the Democrats, I'm telling you, the Democrats need to hear from you even more than the Republicans. And here is why. We have an election coming up in November. They need to be able to have cover to go to leadership and tell leadership, look, I cannot go with you on this bill. I heard from 10,000 constituents. They're going to throw me out this November if I vote for it. I have to abstain or not show up or whatever. You need to make those phone calls. Go to actforamerica.org. Click on Act Now, Act Now National. You'll see all the action alerts to stand with President Trump, to investigate the DOJ and the FBI, especially yesterday after what they did in Mar-a-Lago or a few days ago. And also to make sure you make your voice heard about this spending bill. We need to stop it. At least try as much as we can. And even though you called your member of Congress, you may have taken action yesterday. You may have taken action day before yesterday. You may have taken action last week. Call them again and again and again. They need to feel the heat. And that's exactly why they have not yet voted on the spending bill and why it's dragging longer than expected.
You know, Brigitte, the job description that you talked about earlier with the IRS, and folks, this is not only a matter of your future, it's a matter of life or death, literally, I believe. I mean, why else would they have the ammunition by? Many people don't remember years past. You couldn't buy 22 shells. The government bought up millions of them. Do you remember that during Obama's first reign? I believe we're in his third term, actually. But, you know, Brigitte, you know, it's much more sinister than that. During that time when you couldn't buy 22 shells, there was a DHS official that was fired for propagating genocide. I'm not sure if you folks remember that. Research it, look it out. But the job description with the IRS, you said that was taken down from their website. And right now, folks, you can see that right now on your screen, folks. It's a matter of life or death and the future of your children and your children's children to act for America today.
Exactly. Act for America today. Time is running out. We are 1 minute to midnight. This is how close we are to losing our freedom. Look what's happening in the country. The time for being educated and talking about this and pontificating ideas, that time is over. We are not lacking information. You can type in whatever subject in Google and you will get 60,000 pages.
Right.
Terrorism, communism, socialism, Marxism, Islamism, whatever you want. You'll get 60,000 pages. We are not lacking information. We are lacking what to do with the information. And right now, we are 1 minute to midnight to losing our freedom. We need you engaged. We need you informed. We need you mobilized. Go to actforamerica.org and click sign up to receive our emails and action alerts. We send action alerts like every Thursday. We send 3 in 10, 3 things you can do under 10 minutes to make a difference for the country. Everybody can do that. You can do it sitting in your pajamas, 7 o'clock in the morning, sipping your cup of coffee. We make it easy. We want to empower you. We want to inspire you. We want to mobilize you. We want to connect you with other people. Stand with us. Go to actforamerica.org and take action.
You know, Brigitte, we've seen, in the recent past, the lack of condemning of burning down cities. Who do you think wants to fill those positions, folks? And can you imagine an armed Antifa, an armed BLM, same kind of brown shirts that we saw in Nazi Germany, China with the Red Army, Venezuela, Russia, the list goes on and on, folks. It's not a matter of, this is something that maybe I should do. Get educated, get equipped. You must take action now, because when it all is said and done, Brigitte, there are those who did something and those who did nothing. I want to be one of the ones who did something and acted for America. And we're doing it. We will do it. We can do it. We are doing it. News you can act on is working, folks. It's time that we come together in this hour right now.
Exactly. And there's a big difference between effective people and irrelevant people. There are 2 types of people, effective and irrelevant. You are either effective or you are irrelevant. You can't be both at the same time. Effective people make things happen. It's not enough to show up to a meeting and say, I attend, Tea Party meeting or Republican Party meeting or Libertarian Party meeting. And I show up every Saturday morning or whatever lunch once a month, and we eat the rubber chicken and everybody hears a great speaker and we get educated and we feel so good. And everybody taps themselves on their shoulder and thinks, oh my God, this was a great meeting. What speaker we're going to bring in next? That's entertainment. That's education. That's entertainment. That's socializing with your friends. That's not effective.
Right.
Effective is when you take action that impacts policy. And now is the time to be effective, impacting policy, making a difference for America, fighting for freedom, coming together to stand up for freedom. Look, America stood up for freedom worldwide. Right. Now we need to stand up for America for freedom, because America is becoming Venezuela, Banana Republic, China, North Korea. I mean, we are not bad to that extent, but we are going down that road and we already see the writing on the wall.
Right.
So we can no longer sit silent. And this, so rich coming from the left, arming themselves, arming the government while trying to disarm the people. Right. And that's exactly why our founding fathers, in their wisdom, gave us the Second Amendment, because we, the people, have the power to defend ourselves against a corrupt government. And that's exactly why I am for the Second Amendment. And that's exactly why we need to protect the Second Amendment, because can you imagine America becoming like communist China, where the power is in the hands of the corrupt who are trying to overrule all of us? And we cannot allow that happen, not under our watch. And that's why we need to be vigilant and we need to take action.
It's time to act, folks. The hour is here. Let's come together and act for America. Another great news you can act on, Brigitte, the special 10-minute edition. Can't wait to see you next time.
Can't wait to see you again. Have a great day.